Hey guys, welcome back to Prepping in Progress. I'm Steve,
And I'm Kim.
and today we are going to talk about
The great toilet apocalypse of 2020.
the toilet apocalypse or the toilet paper apocalypse.
Oh, the toilet paper. Yeah, it's not the toilet apocalypse. God, I hope it's not the toilet apocalypse. I haven't got my apocalypse shirt on for today.
Is this your first zombie apocalypse?
This is my first. Well, this is a demonstration of my first zombie apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
So it's a cute picture. It's activities for kids. See, it says activities for kids. My first zombie apocalypse. So be
Fun.
there for zombie apocalypse.
So stay with us and let's get into it.
Okay, guys, it is a kind of become a meme at this point about the whole toilet paper shortage. But we wanted to not really make fun of people because you know, Facebook does that enough for us, and Twitter, and do you know right now hashtag toilet paper apocalypse 2020 is trending. Yeah, but I don't want to make fun of people. I want to use this as a prepper lesson, a lesson in prepping versus panic buying. And I think that's what's really going to get a lot of people possibly thinking about preparedness and thinking about and going, I really shouldn't wait till the last minute to go get things that I may need, like toilet paper. We should have a giveaway.
No, we need the toilet paper.
We did. But I mean, I'm sure you've all seen it. I know so many people have been posting pictures on Facebook and to our own groups about people. It's not just toilet paper. People just wiping out aisles, panic purchasing.
Thursday, Wednesday, I was at Walmart and they were down to 6 cases of the generic, a bunch of Charmin because it was higher priced, and a couple other brands. But the Lysol and the hand wipes and whatnot were still fully stocked. By the end of the day, it had all vanished.
Yeah, I went there just yesterday. Just to pick up frozen pizza. We had teenagers staying the night last night, so I went to go pick up something quick and easy to feed teenagers. I went to go grab a frozen pizza, and it was complete chaos. Complete chaos. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I went and asked a buddy of mine that works there. I was like, is this been going on? And he goes, yeah, we've just been sitting back and watching. It's been insane. And so, yeah, it has been insane. But that is the public. That is the mentality. I mean, I hate to be cynical about it, but we as preppers talk about panic purchasing.
So if your internet goes down, get your lawn chair, go to Walmart, pick a corner, set up shop. The entertainment value is
Priceless.
But we don't want to make fun of the people. We really don't. These are people whose mentality is
Being shaped by fear, in a sense.
yeah.
And here's another thing. It's not just them. It is everyone else stirring up that fear. And it really is a cascade effect of, I see somebody buying a bunch of toilet paper. And Lord, they could have a really big family. And if they say, okay, we're going to social distance for a while, we're probably not going back to Walmart for a little bit. You know, because we're taking care of an elderly family member, so we're going to social distance and not go back to Walmart for a while. So we're going to get enough supplies to last us a couple of weeks. So they have a large family and they go to Walmart and they buy a bunch of toilet paper and other household goods. Somebody else sees it. Maybe they know something I don't know. And then it starts this cascade effect of, you know, here in our local town, we have a large retired community. And they may only buy 1 week supply at a time of any household good. They, you know, on a fixed income, they may only go every so often. Now, this coronavirus has been affecting the elderly more than any other populace in the group. So they want to social distance. They don't want to have to go to Walmart. They don't want to have to do anything. So they go to Walmart. They buy a bunch of household goods. And it's just this cascade effect that everybody is going and wiping out the shelves together, because next thing you know, you see, well, these shelves are going down pretty quickly and maybe I should go get one too. And it's sheep mentality. Sorry, you were wanting to say something.
Well, you use the term social distancing, and I mean, that's great. How about we use self-quarantine?
Well, I mean,
it's just...
Well, it's
The
not...
political correctness of it grates on my soul.
No, because it may not be a full quarantine. They may still go to the doctors and things like that with, wearing masks and taking precautions, but they won't go out for social reasons anymore. That's why it's more social distancing. They won't go out to eat. They won't go for their shopping. They'll bulk up beforehand and not have to go. So that's why I say social distance as opposed to quarantine. Quarantine, you're not leaving at all. Social distancing is you're just limiting your social interactions. So you're not maybe going to large crowds. You may not be going to church as much.
Okay, so that explains it. It just still stinks of political correctness to me.
To me, it's a different category. If I say it's a step down from quarantine.
Okay.
Quarantine is no social interaction whatsoever. You're not going to your doctors anymore. You're not leaving your home at all. You are on quarantine. You're not going anywhere.
Okay.
Social distancing is just that. It's distancing yourself from social interactions. That doesn't include your, if you have to go, like I said, to the doctor, if you're visiting family, checking on, different people in your community, but you may not be going to places like Walmart or church, to the movies, out to dinner, where you're going to be around large crowds.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's I see as the difference. And you'll see different levels of social distancing. Some people may only cut out going to Walmart, and hence the reason why they need to go and buy a ton of household goods before they social distance.
Gotcha.
And so that may be some people's only outing place besides, I'm not giving up church. I'll still go there, but they'll take precautions and say wear a mask or something like that for any large crowds because they're not going to give up that.
Gotcha.
But it's different levels of social distancing. But sorry, that's a little off topic, but it is just something why I see a lot more people buying in bulk and buying crazy amounts of stuff because different levels of social distancing. But that can explain the high number of people doing this, because I know a lot of people that aren't social distancing. Walmart was packed yesterday. I couldn't hardly find a parking spot. It is a fear of being quarantined. I talk to people. They are in this fear sense that they are going to be quarantined by the military or by the government. It's going to go to outbreak proportions, and they are being driven by this fear mentality, so they are last minute panic purchasing things so they don't, have to ride out the storm apparently without toilet paper. But I don't.
Which, guys...
The canned food aisle was untouched.
Those of you who are just new to this lifestyle, allow me to say that at this moment, March 14th,
Hi Day.
Yes, there has been a quarantine. 15 people who were suspected have been taken to a facility to be monitored and or treated. They're not locked in their homes, people.
And some people are asked to self-quarantine. I know a lady who works in the healthcare sector. She's getting ready to go on a cruise. She's not canceling her cruise. She bought her tickets and she's still going on her cruise. Her employer says, it's your right. Do whatever you want to if you want to go on a cruise. But before you come back for work, you're going to have to quarantine yourself for 2 weeks.
Unpaid.
Unpaid. And it's just like, it's up to you, but we can't have you coming straight in from being traveling, coming back, until you give yourself 2 weeks to make sure you're not showing any symptoms of this so you don't spread it to patients.
There you go.
That's the quarantining that they're talking about. Because usually most of it is self-quarantining, more in the sense of don't come into work for at least 2 weeks to make sure you don't show any symptoms.
But back to panic
Or-
buying.
Yeah, that's where we're wanting to go, is prepping versus panic buying. I am all for people preparing for a lockdown, a bug-in scenario, a quarantine, a whatever you think may come during a pandemic. I think preparing for that is a great idea because it is a real possibility because people have experienced it in different parts of the world. I don't think it's going to come to that here, but I think this is a nice little dry run. What do you think?
I've got lots of thoughts on this subject. And some, okay, you guys know that I sometimes go down the conspiracy theory aisle.
I could wear my tinfoil.
You better go get your tinfoil hat for this. Stop and think about this
Get
for a
my
minute,
toilet
guys.
paper hat.
Just follow this out with me.
Oh no.
Have you actually seen a coronavirus patient?
Yes.
Where?
I haven't, but I'm pretty sure people have.
Oh, Uncle Ted's brother's cousin did.
I've never seen anybody with the flu this year.
Look, all I'm saying is look at the social media. Look at the YouTube videos. Even the lady from Wuhan province who was saying that all this was going on, they'd been locked down and whatnot, the entire video was in her kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently she must be highly educated because she was speaking English
Well, English is taught
in China.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. All the statistics we've seen, everything, all the information we've seen has been via computer, via iPad, via phone, via tablet. How easy is it for the makers of Purell, Charmin, to insert little things into the media? And suddenly everyone's going, oh, and these guys are making bank.
I'm pretty sure they weren't. Charmin wasn't banking.
I'm just saying, this wouldn't it be funny if this was just an entire
social experiment.
social experiment internet hoax? I really don't think it is. Okay, I mean,
And
one of
not
the
to
sources,
downplay the people who have died from this.
one of the sources is Johns Hopkins University, which is stating death and recoveries. 600 dead, 68,000 recovered. You've got...
So the numbers aren't there for this level of craziness.
Well, I mean, it's a pandemic because it's hit so many different countries.
It's cross-border.
And crossed so many borders.
Yeah.
But the death recovery ratio is better than the flu at this point.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, could it get worse? Yes.
Anything could. Yeah.
But the average age of people who are being affected by this and or dying from this is generally 50 to 75. Your congressmen and senators are ages generally 57.
Stop. We're going to get demonetized. That's
So,
not...
Pop on them.
Bye, guys. This is probably our last video ever. We're going to be taken off the air now.
Just say it.
We do have to take care of, though, our elderly people. Say somebody like me. I'm in my 30s. If I were to catch this, I would probably have flu-like symptoms. I know a couple of people have caught this that I've heard that they said they were just didn't feel well for a couple of days and recovered and were fine. Somebody like my dad, who is a 2-pack-a-day smoker with COPD, gets chronic bronchitis. I mean, just lots of lung issues. He's only got...
Sorry.
Good Lord. Very low. I can't even remember the percentage of lung function that he has. It's very low. He's on disability for it, pretty much. If he were to catch it, it would kill him. Plain and simple. He would be killed by something like this because it is a respiratory infection.
Yeah.
So yes, we do have to take care of those who are more susceptible to an infection. So I don't want to downplay that aspect of it. So if you do have people who fit that description, maybe help them out, go and get things for them, show them how to do online shopping, anything like that that helps them so they can self-quarantine, social distance, whatever they feel is necessary. Those people, I would say, are at the highest risk of catching something like this and it being very bad, if not deadly. But yeah, I wanted to get back to prepping versus panic buying. And I hope this is a good demonstration of the need. Quit like staring at the corgi. He's over there playing with a ball. A good experiment to show you that this is how the public reacts to any kind of crises. Crises?
No, this is a crisis.
Crisis. But I'm saying any kind of crises.
Crisis. Any kind of crisis.
What's the plural of crisis?
Grammatically, in this situation, you would still use the singular because this is how the public reacts to a single crisis, any single crisis.
Any kind of crisis that it happens. So it's my English kid. You know, I don't English so good. But this should be a good demonstration of how the public in general reacts.
Yeah.
It is out of fear. She's got her ball, squeaky ball over there. Shh. Silly girl. This is how we as preppers have always said that the public was going to react. When we say prep, don't panic. That should be a motto. I'm going to put that on a freaking t-shirt. I really do. Excuse my language, but I'm going to put it, prep, don't panic. She got her squeaky ball. It's about broke. Because if you were prepared to say, my sister, Lord, she called me the other day and just making a joke. She goes, hey, Kim. I'm like, what? She goes, can you spare a square? Why, yes. Yes, I can. And I have been able to for a really long time because we prep. We don't panic. We put back cleaning supplies, masks. We just did that, was it a couple weeks ago? We talked about preparing for a pandemic. What do you need? We've already had these supplies in our preps of toilet paper, cleaning supplies, masks, gloves, food. I don't know why people aren't purchasing food if they're worried about being quarantined. This one's blowing my mind. I don't know what's going on with that. But you can see the difference between people who are panic purchasing and having a freak out because they don't know if they have enough supplies in their home to last, as opposed to people who are prepared for something like this to happen.
Well, and I took our friend out yesterday to the country store that we did a video about, and those who watched that video know that we spent, $30, $40 there and came out with about $150 worth of groceries. She spent about $50, pulled about the same routine. And when we got back to her place, we were unloading and her pantry was fairly full. And she said, I feel much better now that I've topped things off. We were good. I've topped things off. It wasn't a panic buy. It was let me just ease the burden.
And she was trying to be very frugal because prepping, we haven't stopped prepping because everybody else is panicking. We're still going through our pantries and through our supplies and going, okay, well, how much toilet paper do we have? Okay, so we've got, say, 6 months supply of toilet paper. I think we should be good, but as soon as things calm down, we might want to go ahead and purchase just one more and just kind of keep ahead of it. We try to keep a certain amount in our preps, and so to keep it topped off. That's prepping. That's not panic buying. What we're experiencing now is people who are coming to the realization quite suddenly, shh, Roxanne, shush, coming to the realization that they are not prepared for something like this. And that causes a lot of fear. And that realization can hit some people very hard. Of coming to the realization.
Focus.
I know, I'm trying to get her to stab. I'm about to go over there and take her ball, squeaky ball away from her. Yeah, because she's going to get her bone now, so she's good. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the people coming to the realization that they're not as prepared as they thought they were, or they're not prepared at all for something like this that could happen. That could be a wonderful door opening to talk to people about preparedness. I'd use this as an opportunity to talk to people and go, look, we bulk buy toilet paper in advance. Why are y'all freaking out? You know, I got some, I throw it in the attic. It's not like it's going to go bad. I just make sure the mice stay out of it. That's 90% of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, you went to me, called me from work the other day,
Mhm.
and you derailed my train of thought. I was getting prep talk ready to go, and you went, go to Walmart, do some filming, do a prep talk on panic buying. Obviously, prep talk did not go up this week because everything I shot was a little more sarcastic than I usually am on prep talk.
Yeah, you want to be encouraging.
But I was filming in Walmart, and I used the term, you know, tilted the camera down, you know, and told what would have been to you guys, I don't want to get civilians in this. This lady turns around, you know, I mean, come on.
Karen was there.
I was in the Walmart in Mena, Arkansas, the city that the CIA funded during the 80s. And she goes, what do you mean? Aren't you a civilian? And I said, look, I'm part of a preparedness YouTube channel. I run a preparedness website or two, Facebook groups. I said, I'm just kind of trying to do B-roll for a discussion on panic buying and whatnot. She goes, oh yeah, okay, I understand. This is crazy, isn't it? And then we got to talking, and she was a borderline one of us, and she began to get more interested in the lifestyle because...
Just sitting there and talking to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy as that. I mean, we were talking to people in Walmart the other day. They're like, man, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to deal with this. I'm just sitting back and watching the fun. You know, go grab my DiGiorno and go sit down. And I'm serious, though, because I hate to see that in people, but this is what people talk about when they are preppers, and they don't want to go get in with the mad rush. They don't want to have to deal with it. They want to prep ahead of time, so they are not part of that. Because I think more people just put themselves at risk by going and just throwing everything into Walmart, and practically the entire town, and we're kind of a small town, was there.
We live on the outskirts of a town of about 5,500 people.
Yeah, and I think everybody was at Walmart. I wouldn't put it past, but...
I mean, what's the joke? I was at the bank the other day. A couple guys walked in, and everyone froze, and then they said, this is a robbery, and we all relaxed. Because they weren't carriers.
But in the sense of we as preppers, this is what we want to avoid. And I want the public, if you're not a prepper, but you're thinking about getting into this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more quality. But YouTube likes when we say stuff like that. They'll recommend us more. But if you haven't really thought about preparedness and you're just kind of sitting back and just kind of watching and seeing how the community reacts to things like this, I don't want to do a whole I told you so. No. I don't want to do a whole I told you so, because that's not what we as preppers, at least we as preppers, want to convey. It would be, this is what happens. This is what I want to avoid. This is what I don't want to be a part of this kind of moving with the crowd out of fear. And the more people that we can get that doesn't move with that current, I think is the better.
Yeah.
The more people that we can say, I'm already prepared. I've got everything I need. I got teenagers walking through the door.
So we better hurry up and put a bow on this.
Yeah, we do. Shut up, boys. I'm filming. All right, but that's the main gist of it is don't go with the flow of everybody else. And the more people we can move over to even a modicum of preparedness, of having a couple of weeks to a few months supply of food, and household supplies in their homes, the least likely we'll see more of these incidents of people panic purchasing.
There you go.
So I want to draw more people into the prepper community, not ostracize those that get scared. So, yeah, we got everybody excited. So we're going to go ahead and rocks.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good one.